What's up everybody, Will Borza here, the LA recordist. It's the analog vlog. It's a vlog, analog. So a guy named Glenn Danzig came into Howie's studio today to do some work. You might recognize that name from a band called Danzig. You might recognize that name from a band called The Misfits. They're okay. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, it's fun. A lot of the conversation today revolved around Mac versus PC in terms of what's better for audio production. And he's definitely firmly in the Mac camp, and Howie is definitely firmly in the PC camp. He also uses a Mac, but you know, 2 of the 3 computers in the setup are PCs. So, Howie swears that PCs make audio sound better, and he's like, I can't really quantify it, but they do. They sound better. I don't know if I entirely believe that, but you know, he makes great records, so who am I to talk? We started out the session with a little bit of difficulty in terms of the there was like the sample rate conversion problem that was going on. Like, the Mac was putting out this sample rate, and it feeds, the output goes through the board to the PC, and the PC captures it in a different program. And for some reason, the 2 computers were not locked timecode wise, and so this one said it was 96 and this one said it was 96, but you know, the PC was printing things at 48, not 96, and so when everything came back, like when things are printed, if you just hit play, they would play back at normal time, but once you grab the audio file and like threw it into a new session or something, it would sound like chipmunks, and that's just no good at all. And I was racking my brain on it, and eventually, finally, what I ended up doing is I just did a full, complete reboot, and I rebooted the Mac, rebooted the PC, and voila, it worked. But, you know, here's my thing. Macs are just easy. They're sort of like idiot-proof. It's plug in and play, and it works. You go to the Finder window, you find an audio file, you hit spacebar, and it starts playing back. Like, wow. You can't do that with a PC. Or at least, not that I know of. Maybe you can, but you know, I'm more in the Mac side of things, and you know, I don't know exactly how to do everything on PC, but you know, I am learning. So when I started this job, I was not really fully trained on every little detail of how the different programs that he uses work. Let me get nerdy for a second. I'm gonna use a episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation to sort of explain what's going on. There's an episode where the Enterprise visits a planet, and that planet, for some reason, has become sterile. They can no longer have any kids, and so they actually end up stealing some kids from the Enterprise and basically holding them hostage and saying, you know, we need these kids to bring back variety into our genes, and something like that. Anyway, Wesley Crusher is one of the kids that comes over, and he finds out that they have a computer. They don't know it's called a computer. They don't know what a computer is. They call it the custodian. And they say, you know, the custodian does everything we need. It has everything we need. And but they don't really know how to troubleshoot the custodian. So then Wesley Crusher, he finds basically the computer control room and starts hacking into the custodian and figures out what's wrong, and figures out what needs to be fixed, and fixes it, and presto, and he saves the day, and everybody's happy, roll credits. But the whole concept that I'm going at is that the people of that planet had the custodian, and they didn't know it was a computer, they didn't know how to program it, they didn't know how to use it fully, they didn't know how to troubleshoot it. But Wesley did. He walked in, he said, oh, okay, this is this, and I can fix this. So when I was trained at Howie's, I was basically trained how to use the custodian, but not how to pop the hood and fix anything that's wrong with it. And so these last 3 weeks or so that I've been on the job, I've been trying myself to sort of hack into it safely and without breaking anything, obviously, but hack into it and learn the underside, learn how to fix things, learn how to tweak things to make them better, optimization, all that good stuff. But yeah, basically the custodian broke today and we didn't know how to fix it, but I was able to sort of work around and figure out things, and I wasn't able to find a solution that was just like, oh, let me click this, and now it works. But with a reboot, it did work, and once things were rebooted, that's when I started going over and looking. While they were continuing the session in there, I went over to my personal computer and started looking up the manual to some of these things and reading, okay, when this happens, what should you do really, and how to access this and how to access that, because a lot of it, I knew what the problem was, but I didn't necessarily know how to access the underside of the programs in order to fix them without just doing a hard reboot. PCs are very powerful, and you can really make them do a lot more than Macs, but you definitely need to spend more time doing these simple things. You just tell a Mac to record and it records in the right spot. Whereas with a PC, you tell it to record and it says, where would you like to record? Every single time, and you know, it's just there's more steps to every simple process, but the more complex problems are probably easier to solve on a PC than they are a Mac. So what is your opinion? Do you like PC for audio production or Mac for audio production? I think that a lot of people are in the Mac camp, at least the people that I come across here in Los Angeles. Most of them do their music on a Mac. But some of them do it on a PC. PC Master Race. Anyway, let me know what you think. Write it in the comments. And I'm going to go to bed. So I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.